Hello guys, in today's video we are going to see echelon form example. So I have explained you the introduction, and in this we will see the problem. Okay, generally you will get this echelon form for 10 marks question or 5 marks question, and this echelon form uses only the row transformations. That means no columns involved here. I mean column transformations involved, only row. This is the important point. Okay, in echelon form you will use only the row transformations. And before solving this, let's see how echelon form looks like. Okay, in the echelon form we will have 0 rows at the bottom and all the non-zero rows at the top. That means you'll have 0 1 2 or 1 2 3 like that. Okay, so all the non-zero rows in the matrix remained are known as, that will be the rank of the matrix. Okay, now we have to make sure that using the row transformations we have to change this matrix to in echelon form. Echelon form means what again? All the bottom rows should be 0. Then how you will do? See, if you observe this matrix, there is not even a single 0 in this. Then how you will do all the bottom rows as 0 till when? Okay, using row transformations. Row transformations means changing the rows positions or multiplying integer value to the complete row such that the value will become 0 in some cases. Okay, now let's solve this. First we shall write given matrix 2 3 7 3 minus 2 4 1 minus 3 minus 1. So you can find the rank for this matrix using normal method also. Okay, using Dete method also, but this is one other method to find out. Okay, now what I will do is, first I will interchange R1 and R3. R1 is interchanged with R3. Why I am doing? Okay, that means you will get this R1 row as R3, R3 row as R1. Okay, why we are doing and how we are doing this, all you will be understanding when we go on solving. When you start solving many problems, you understand what type of transformations you have to take. So R1 interchanged with R3. So R3 you have to write here first 1 minus 3 minus 1 3 minus 2 4 and R1 as last. Okay, understand? Now what we have to do, always remember that one more thing, whenever we are doing these kind of operations we will check for the negative values. Like if here it is minus 3, right? Okay, now if you check if there is any possibility that we can change this number to plus 3, so such rows will be mainly interchanged. So if you observe here, it's 2 and it's 1. So what we are trying to do is, if I multiply this first row with 3, what it will come? 3 ones are 3, right? Here also 3, here also 3. Now if we subtract, you can't subtract like that, but I'm telling, if 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, then similarly we have two ones here, one minus value, one positive value. So you have to make sure that these kind of rows will be interchanged. Okay, whenever there is a possibility to make sure that particular element can be made 0, so that rows you have to select. Now what I'll do is, R2 should be replaced with R2 minus 3R1. See, R2 minus 3R1. Okay, we have to replace. Remember, whatever you are writing this, I mean here, for this kind of operation, that row will be written as in that row. That means R2 should be updated with the value of this. Okay, so first row and third row will remain same, 1 minus 3 minus 1. Okay, now what we have to perform this operation in the second row. I will write first third row. Now second row, what you have to write in the second row is this one. You have to perform this operation and you have to update that value in the R2, because we are changing R2 only. Okay, now first R2 minus 3, what is in the original matrix? 3 minus what we have to find? 3 R1. That means 3 into R1 minus 3 into R1 is what? 1. 3 ones is 3. 3 minus 3. What is 3 minus 3? 0. right? I have explained you, right? Mostly we will select the rows which have this kind of ones and the multiples of this numbers below. Okay, then you can easily make them as zeros, right? So your aim will be always like how you can make them as zeros. Okay, now for second element it's minus 2. Now minus 3r1. 3 3s is 9. Minus 2 minus 9 is minus 11. Okay. Next. It's not minus 11 here, minus 9, right? It's minus 3. I thought this is not there. It's minus 3. So 9 minus into minus plus minus 2 plus 9 is 7. Okay. Now next, this element. What is the original thing? 4. Minus 3r1. 3 into r1. 3 into minus 1 is again minus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. So write 7 here again. Now what will be the next operation? So if you observe here clearly, there are two 7s here. Okay. Now what I will do is, I will try changing, I will try updating this one, this row. Then we can make zeros, I guess. Let's try. R3 is interchanged with R3 minus 2R1. Okay. Because if you observe here, we are trying to make zeros first in here, this position. Okay. First position. Then we can go for next position, like that. So here we have 1. So here we have 2. We can make this a 0 by this operation, right? 1 minus 3 minus 1, 0, 7, 7. Now R3, original thing is 7 minus 2 R1. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Yeah. So you have to make sure that you are making zeros in the upper triangular form. Okay. What is upper triangular? If these are diagonal elements, this is upper triangular. Okay. So you have to go in order. Then you will get the answer very quickly without much transformations. Now 3 minus 2r1, minus of minus, right? Minus 6, right? 2 3s are 6. 3 plus 6 is 9 again. Okay. Then next, minus 1 minus R3. What is R3? 7. Original. Minus 2R1. Minus into 1, sorry, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. 7 plus 2 is 9 again. So write 9. Now what you can do here, you can take R2 is divided by R2 by 7, and R3 you can change it as R3 divided by 9. Right? Why I am doing this? Okay, you'll get ones. So when you get ones easily, you can just go for this kind of operations, like multiplying it with whatever the number we have, we can subtract. Like if 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, then we can multiply the complete row with 3. If 4 minus 4 equal to 0, then we can multiply it with 4. So just to make sure you get the easy way of solving, always make sure that when you are doing this procedure, you'll have ones more. Okay. Now row 1 we are not changing anything. Now R2 by 7. What is R2 by 7 means? You have to divide the complete row elements, second row elements, by 7. Okay. Now 0 by 7 is 0. Again remember that when you are, whatever you are writing here, that row should be updated. That means here R2 should be updated with this value, R3 should be updated with this value. Now 7 by 7 is 1, 7 by 7 is 1. Now we have completed R2 and R3 by 9. 9 by 9 is 1, again 1. Now, right? If you observe here, Now we can just directly subtract these two rows, right? So 1 minus 1 will be 0, 1 minus 1 will be 0. So we can make the complete row as 0. Okay, that is why we have multiplied by 7. If not 7, what you can do is you have to multiply this row with 7 and this row with 9, and then you can subtract. Okay, even then you will get the same values, but 1 is easier than multiplying the complete row with 9. It will become complex. So now update row 3 as row 3 minus row 2. Okay, row 3 as row 3 minus row 2. Now what you will get? 1 minus 3 minus 1. You have to write the row 2 values, row 1 values as same. Now update R3. R3 minus R2. 0 minus 0, 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay. Now, if you observe here, you can't make any modifications here. Why? You all may get an idea. So if we update this row 2 by just adding these two, that means I can change R2 as R1 plus R2. Then here my 1 plus of minus 1, it will become 0. So this row also might get 0. But you have to check the entire row, right? If you are doing R1 plus R2, then 1 plus 0 will be 1 again. So here it will be updated as 1, right? So here it will be 0. Again, if you perform the operation by multiplying with this one and then subtracting, again here value will be updated. So you will get a point where no matter how many changes you make, your complete row will not be 0. Okay, you have to make sure that the zeros which you have made till now, those zeros should not be disturbed when you are performing the operations. That means I have made all these 4 as zeros. Okay, now if I am doing any operation, if any of these 0 is getting changed to number like 1 or 2 anything, then you should not perform that operation. Remember that. Okay, so most of the people will do this operation here, R1 plus R2, so it will become 0, but they will not think about this 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So you have to remember that once you make any number as 0, you have to leave that. You should not be updating that value with any other numbers. If you do so, you will get the wrong answer definitely. Okay, now what the rank of the matrix? What is the rank of matrix? 2, because according to our condition in the echelon form, when whatever the non-zero rows are there, how many number of non-zeros are there, that will be the rank of the matrix. So here number of non-zero rows are this one and this one. So rank will be 2. Non-zero rows means what? In the complete row, complete elements should not be zeros. You can have 1 or 2 zeros, that's fine, but not entire row. This is 0 row because every element in this row is 0. If you find difficulty in understanding what I said, please let me know. I'll try explaining in other way. Maybe that will be useful for any other people. Okay, so please update me with this concept, and I'll also make few more videos on this so that you can understand it, why we are doing. Okay, in most of the videos I have observed is they'll just explain you why we are doing. That means if you do this operation, you'll get 0. But I'm trying to explain you, if you do this, why we are getting 0, and if you don't do this, why we will not get 0, and in what cases you have to update the values and in what cases you should not update the values. So I'm trying to explaining it still in detail. I'll add few more problems to this so that it will be very clear for you. Okay, thank you.